Welcome back to my channel, Bailey Built. My name is Ian, and we're back here in my garage where I'm building a frame-off 1975 Chevrolet C-10. That's right here in this garage. In the last video, I showed you all the powder-coated suspension that I had done at Valley Custom Powder Coating here in San Joaquin County, California. And in this video, I'm going to be installing all of those pieces onto the frame, try to get myself closer to a rolling chassis. I hope you enjoy this video, so let's roll the clip. Right now we're working on the lower bag mounts. This is what we're gonna do here. They gave us these Zerk fittings right here. Those Zerk fittings right there. And then I went ahead and on Amazon, I bought these little Zerk fitting caps. So you can see right here, once the Zerk fitting is in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and plug that up. You see me put this together, and when I did that, when I put these bushings in, you seen that I lubricated the inside of the lower A-arm. Then I pushed in the bushings, but before I push in those bushings, you'll notice that I actually ran a slight bead on that lip right there. Let me just kind of show that to you. When I did it, I ran a bead on this lip right here. I lubricated that, and this is why I did that, because I certainly don't want the squeak to happen between the bushing, that surface right in there, that's my fingernail in there. I don't want a squeak to come from the lower bag mount and the bushing right in that area right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead. This is just a precaution. I don't know if it's true or not. In this next clip, I'm going to be installing the lower bag mounts. Looking back now, I would have much rather installed the lower bag mounts onto the center support drop member before it was installed on the truck. With it installed on truck, it was very difficult to get the bag mounts on because I'm just working with it elevated, and it's really hard to get leverage. So since it was so difficult, I had a hard time getting in there. I ended up using a dead blow hammer. It's kind of a rubber plastic dead blow hammer. I really wouldn't recommend using a hammer on any kind of finished products to install, you know, suspension parts like I did. Anyhow, with that said, this is how I did it. I don't recommend it, but I need you to know that no powder coating was hurt or injured in the making of this video. No scuffs, no scratches, and it turned out okay for me. So, without further ado, let's roll that clip.
It's gonna look like this here.
Yeah. Yeah, watch out for your GoPros right here. Because like they can't really like see it.
Back it up.
Okay.
So I'll hit it with my hammer.
And then it fell off. Daddy!
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Because the bolt wasn't screwed.
I've got the upper control arms here so I can put in the grease the bushings and put the bushings on. I had the bags here so I can put in the bag mount fitting and use some of this Loctite on the threads to put that in. And the other thing I want to show you is that all of these control arms, upper A arms, lower bag mounts by Porter Built Fab, they came pre-tapped for Zerk fittings. They also supplied the Zerk fitting themselves. So I'll be bolting this Zerk fitting right here. I've checked with a couple of mechanics and what I found out is there is no need to run any thread tape, and there's no need to use any Loctite fitting when installing your Zerk fittings. This Zerk fitting cap is designed to go right underneath the threads. You basically bolt in your Zerk fitting. After you grease the bushing, then you can use this cap to close the Zerk fitting, and apparently that's supposed to maybe stop a lot of crust and garbage from getting on the tip of the Zerk fitting. So we're gonna try those out. There's really no negative to putting on a cap for these Zerk fittings, so I'm gonna try those out, and at some point in the future when I do another video, I'll let you know if these are worth buying or not. They weren't terribly expensive. I think I got like a whole bag of 50 for like just a few bucks. I think that was an Amazon purchase, by the way. I'm gonna go fast forward on you, and we're gonna get these things fitted up, and we're gonna go over to the frame, and we're gonna get all this stuff bolted on. Right now you're looking at the front two airbags, which was supplied in the Porter Built Fab kit for the front drop member, front suspension kit. They advertised that the kit came with Firestone bags. If you look here, they actually came with airlift bags. I don't know if that means anything, if there's any difference. These bags look great, so I'm gonna keep going with that. But the next thing I need to do is, when I purchased the airbag management kit, I got the new fittings for all my bags, which is a 1/2-inch port to a 3/8 hose. So now I need to put these guys in and use this Loctite 565. Inside the video, when I installed the upper A-arms, one thing I did leave out was there is a bracket or a bar that holds the upper A-arm, and that part actually mounts to the frame. That part just came raw, it had no finish on it whatsoever. I did actually take that down to San Joaquin Chrome. They did a great job. They put a nice chrome. It was a 4-step chrome dipping process, and they turned out phenomenal. I would definitely recommend getting those unfinished parts chromed if you plan on purchasing this kit and installing that. I also recommend doing the powder coat for all the raw steel parts and for a nice durable strong finish. That's gonna wrap up this video for this week. Join me every Friday for another video as I show you my progress on building this truck. Before I let you go, I wanna give a special shout out and a special thank you to Valley Custom Powder Coating for really doing a fantastic, phenomenal job on the powder coating on all my parts for this truck. So they've been a big help. Another thank you I'd like to put out there is to Porter Built Fab. They really did a great job on this kit. Everything turned out well, and I'm very happy, very pleased with the strength and the design of the front suspension. Couple things that I want to mention about the Porter Built front end is the instructions called for a Teflon base synthetic high temp grease. I was unable to locate that grease, so in the video you're going to see me using a Lucas Red and Tacky 2. The reason for this is I actually couldn't find what was actually spec'd out in the instructions. I did reach out to Porter Built and asked them about this grease. They didn't know really what it was just in the instructions, and they couldn't really either sell that product to me or point me in the direction of where I would buy that product. So after speaking with a couple mechanics, that Lucas Red and Tacky is gonna do just fine for this build. The other thing that I didn't get in the instructions was torque specs. So I actually have been reverting back to my Chevrolet light duty service manual to get torque specs for lower A-arms, upper A-arms, and what they would have been for factory. And that is the measurement that I'm using to put this kit together. The last thing that I had to deal with were the lower ball joints that came in this Porter Built kit. I've got a future video on this. The ball joints and the dust cover really didn't match up with their entire design, and I really couldn't get any answers or better product through them. I was able to solve this problem. I've got a future video showing that and how I resolved that problem. Thanks again for tuning in, and join me next week for another video. I'll see you then.
No way!